That's why I'm done with the phrase trust the science. Science can be very absolute in certain arenas, but in the realm of nutrition science, it was the great Arthur Jones who once said, a PhD in exercise science or nutrition science, that PhD just simply stands for piled high and deep in bullshit. What's up, everybody out there in the YouTube universe? Coach Rob here, broadcasting from the command center deep within an undisclosed bunker somewhere out in the sticks of Western North Carolina at the base of the lovely, gorgeous Blue Ridge Mountains. And we are bracing for the after effects of Hurricane Ian, which, thank God we're not in Florida. We're just going to get an ass load of rain, it looks like. So I'm thankful for that. So this weekend, it'll be indoor work and watching it rain incessantly, I'm sure. But for now, let's talk about nutrition and fitness, because that's what I do. And if you like said content concerning nutrition, fitness, etc., then, hey, why don't you do me the honor of hitting the subscribe button, hitting the thumbs up guy, because that helps swirl around those YouTube algorithms to get this content out to like-minded individuals who might enjoy this particular brand of vodka. So anyway, I got a new client, and she enrolled in the new Tier 1 Carnivore Nutrition Coaching Program, which is blown up well beyond my wildest expectations. Thank all of you who have enrolled. Who knew that many people out there were interested in a carnivore species appropriate diet for humans? I've been doing some version of carnivore for some time now, and since retiring from competitive bodybuilding, have followed my instincts and have dove head first, and have found myself practicing what could only be described as nearly 100% carnivore. And after about 3 months now, maybe longer, of a pure carnivore lifestyle, 100% animal-based, as expected, I feel amazing. The results have been amazing. I'm sitting right around 200 pounds, probably sub 10% body fat, or right in that ballpark. I have tons of energy. I feel great, blah, blah, blah. All the things that you hear about from people who go on a strict carnivore diet or an animal-based diet. Well, it's all true. All of it. And I feel amazing. And so many others were super excited to jump on board. So we started this program. It's just been going gangbusters. But I had a new client enroll in the program, and shortly after getting her set up, she sent me a message. And in the message, she sincerely asked, if I want to get really ripped, really lean, really shredded, all that good stuff, will a carnivore diet do it as well or better than, say, just a regular ketogenic diet or some sort of a contest prep diet? Well, I immediately replied back that absolutely 100%. You can get as lean as you want on a carnivore diet, or you can gain muscle or go through a gain phase on a carnivore diet. If someone were truly competing for a physique competition, I might alter a few things for purely aesthetic purposes, or things that might want to be included if you're within a super deep deficit, an energy deficit. But otherwise, you can get very lean on a carnivore diet, and you can conversely build and gain muscle on a carnivore diet. I have spared quite a bit of lean mass since retiring from competition. I'm getting very, very lean. I'm very strong still for an old guy. And I've had nothing but extremely positive experience from it. And as I've mentioned before, when I was competing, apart from a little bit of carbohydrate matter around my training and the occasional refeed, I was practically carnivore anyway, because I'm not a big fan of vegetables to begin with. And I didn't like the gut irritation I got from most vegetables. I didn't like the bloat that I got from most vegetables. And if I'm dealing with a client in a contest scenario where they're going to compete, I always exclude vegetables in the last couple of weeks anyway, because we want to be as tight-waisted as we can possibly be and avoid that GI distress and that GI bloating that can often come with an overconsumption of vegetable matter. So I digress a little here, but back to the original topic, my client asked this question and I gave her that resounding absolutely. Now, the reason she asked the question was because she was referencing a current client of mine who has been with me for a very long time and is in a current contest prep. And she is in the late stages or the back end of a tough contest prep, about to be in her first physique competition in just under 8 weeks now, almost about 7 weeks. Her name is Eve, and I don't think she'd mind me saying that. And Eve has had incredible results over the last couple of years. She's lost a tremendous amount of body fat. She's really completely transformed her physique through a ketogenic diet. And there are elements of her current diet that, would like dip into the carnivore realm. So she wanted to know, my new client, if a carnivore diet would help her look like my current client, Eve, who looks amazing and who's about to step on stage and compete in a physique competition. So while the short answer was yes, you can definitely get lean and shredded and ripped and all these things on a carnivore diet. In fact, I find it to be possibly optimal, if not the most optimal way to do so, and feel good at the same time and not be craving and all these things. Here's what gets lost in a scenario like this. Why is Eve thriving, completely transforming her physique, a complete wholesale change? She's two completely different human beings from where she started to where she is now. Well, the real meat of the subject and what gets lost on a lot of people is you have to take a look at specifically compliance is number one. You have to be compliant to the program that you're on. And you have to have incredible consistency of effort throughout. I can prescribe you with an amazing workout program, whether it be on my gold coaching program, which is all custom to the individual, or on one of my tier 1 coaching programs, which is amazing workouts at a low price for everyone. I can give you that workout, and they're going to be spectacular workouts. They're going to be well constructed, well thought out, well designed, and going to help you meet any need you're trying to endeavor to reach through training. I can give you a diet. I can give you a customized diet, or I can put you on the tier 1 carnivore program to sort of help you transition or maybe perfect or optimize a carnivore diet. I can give you that information. I've been coaching people for nearly 30 years, and I've been coaching people on an ancestral health style diet, whether it be paleo, ketogenic, or carnivore, since 2004. So a long time. I can give you the information. That's what I do. The key is follow through, compliance, and consistency. Why does Eve get amazing results while others may get the same information but maybe not get the same result? And that is compliance and consistency. If you're to look at Eve's calendar, and when I say Eve, I'm sort of letting her take it for all of my clients who get amazing success. If you looked at Eve's calendar or any of my clients who have achieved staggering results, you would be very hard pressed to find a week where they didn't complete their scheduled workouts. Most of my clients are doing 4 to 5 workouts a week, a 4 to 5 day split, depending on the client and what their goals are. So if you looked at Eve's calendar, like she has an app and I put everything on the app for her and she follows it to the T, I can look back weeks, months, even a year. And I'm going to have to look long and hard to find a day where Eve did not complete her workout. I'm going to have to look long and hard to find a day where Eve did not complete her scheduled cardiovascular session. I'm going to have to look very, very long and hard to find a day where she didn't nail her macros that I prescribed for her nearly to the damn gram. And that's impressive. And this is why Eve succeeds, like many of my other clients. The ones who are compliant to the program. And if you can be compliant to what I give you, 90% or greater, you're going to get amazing results. And her level of consistency, like many other of my clients who get amazing results, the consistency is consistent, nonstop, week to week to week. You never get excuses. You rarely ever get a message saying, hey, I'm just not feeling it today, or can you put this workout on another day? And if that happens on occasion, that's fine. We all have those days. But somebody like Eve, or if I gave you a collective list of all of my clients who get amazing success, you're going to see the same scenario with any of them. If they do miss a workout, they want that workout pushed to the end of the week so they make sure they can get it in. They'll stress out if they don't get to a workout. I have to talk them off the ledge if they didn't hit their macros just right. And yeah, I mean, it's work. It's a lot of freaking work. If you've never competed in a physique competition, I don't mean this in a derogatory way or a bad way, but you truly have no idea the level of effort that it takes to do that, especially on a higher level. Or to achieve that kind of look, that kind of low level of body fat. And if it's not for the physique competition, maybe it's just to complete a personal goal or to have a photo shoot documenting what effort you went through to achieve your genetic best potential. Because for a man to get sub 10% body fat, or for a woman to get to 12% body fat, it takes massive effort, massive discipline. You think these people are just motivated? No, it has nothing to do with motivation. And I've spoken to this many, many times. It has nothing to do with motivation. Motivation wanes an hour after you say you're motivated. So many factors can come into play. But staying dedicated to the cause, to the goal, no matter how shitty life gets, that's success. That's how you reach the apex. That's how you get to the top of the mountain. That's how you cross the finish line. That's how you stand on stage and get the medal thrown over your neck after you've shown the world in that moment in time what you've been through for the last 12, 16, 24, 48 weeks or more. So yes, do you want to have the same kind of results? Now, don't compare yourself to other people. We're all different. Genetically, our makeup is different. We just look different. I once had a client years ago say, hey, can you make me look like Jennifer Aniston? I'm like, no, because you're not Jennifer Aniston. If Jennifer Aniston at that time had gotten very nearly close to her genetic potential physically, I can do that for you. But the level of effort required to get to that is going to be Herculean at a minimum. That's because the old tried and true statement, if it were easy, everybody'd be doing it. Not a lot of people are doing it. Walk into any Walmart, take a look around. It's a sad state of affairs in our culture. We're the weakest and the fattest and the most diseased we've ever been, with all of our technology and how wonderful we are. That's why I'm done with the phrase, trust the science. Science can be very absolute in certain arenas, but in the realm of nutrition science, it was the great Arthur Jones who once said, a PhD in exercise science or nutrition science, that PhD just simply stands for piled high and deep in bullshit. And I still agree with him to this day. And he also said, 95% of the things that you read are bullshit. I think he was being generous. It's probably closer to 99. Everybody has a motive. But I digress. So to answer the original question, yes, any of you watching this, if you're trying to reach your absolute greatest genetic potential, and let me qualify that again. If you look at a celebrity or a fitness model or even somebody in the community that you know, that you want to aspire to look like that individual, stop it. You're not going to look like that person. Now, you can reach a level of success if that particular person has, at one point in time in their history, reached 95% of their absolute genetic best, the best with which they could ever do with the genetics that they had, then you can do that too. Now, it may be harder for you or it may be easier for you because we're all different. Some of us are hard gainers. Some of us are hyper responders. Some of us are coming from severe metabolic damage over the years, and some are coming from a place where we have none of that. So the results are going to come a little faster. But the point remains, in order to achieve your genetic best, yes, you have to have the right program. That's what I do. But in order to make that program hyper successful to a point where you achieve the image that you have in your head, the image that you have in your head right now, if you imagine to yourself, I want to imagine myself in my ultimate body, how ultimately I want to look, and everything from muscle mass to leanness to body composition to healthy glowing skin to beautiful healthy hair and nails and glowing eyes and a big white bright smile, whatever the case. Think of that in your head. Now, in order to achieve that, in order for that image to show up in the reflection in front of you in the mirror, you are going to have to work harder than you've ever worked. But nobody has ever went through that process and regretted it. Sorry, no get-rich-quick schemes here, no quick fixes here, no magic pills, no magic solutions. And also, while pursuing your genetic best goals through consistency and compliance to your program, remember that ultimately the aesthetic is a side effect of extreme health, extreme fitness, the ability to perform under just nearly any situation that is thrown upon you, and a pursuit of amazing longevity to live your best life as long as you can. You may live to be 80, but many people, basically die when they're 50 because their quality of life from 50 to 80 sucks. I want to be thriving when I'm 80, when I'm 70, when I'm 60. I've already passed the 50 mark. And now with a supreme focus on health and longevity, I feel very confident that as I move towards 60, that I will emerge my leanest, fittest version of myself, and the number in terms of my age will be very arbitrary. It's just a number. So yes, new client, you can achieve the same results that Eve did, or any other of my clients who have achieved amazing results. But you're going to have to put in the same work. It might be even harder. It might not be quite as hard, but it's going to be hard. No one has ever enjoyed the climb up a steep mountain. The enjoyment didn't come until they rested and reflected at the top of the mountain after the climb was over, the work was done. And in that moment, there is no one that regretted the pain of the effort that took them to the peak, because the reward, the fruits of their labor was so sweet and so satisfying, they wouldn't trade any of the pain, any of the sacrifice, any of the struggle for anything. Because once you reach your goal and you taste that, you will never want to go back. And all the struggle and the pain will be worth it. And you'll smile within the face of that adversity. And you will be a changed individual, I promise. So, consistency, compliance, having the right program. There it is, people. Oh, by the way, of course, I'm going to throw in a shameless plug. Turns out I coach for a living. If you want any help, somebody who gets it, somebody who's willing to walk through the fire with you, let me know. robgoodwin.com. Coaching is all there. That's all I'm going to say about that. Listen, regardless of what you do or who you work with, do something today. Take it up a level. Because it's that next level and the level beyond that, that's what's going to take you there. So get off your ass and go do something. train hard, diet harder, but above all, guys, have a great day.